So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's vlog. Yesterday I worked very hard and was very productive, and I've also been to the gym, and I just enjoyed yesterday's day so much. Like, after gym, I was probably the most present version of myself in the past couple of weeks because I don't know, I just had an amazing workout and yeah, it was just great. But anyways, yesterday I was trying to kind of switch a little bit between niches because my budget is not really big for buying all those softwares and finding people on Fiverr to whom I can outsource the lead generation process. So I have to do like 99% of the work myself manually. And yesterday I was just sitting here finding leads, and I realized that I just locked myself into this prison of like just trying to be in one single niche, whilst I could be trying like and experimenting what's working, what's not, and then finding people in another niche. And so I decided to just simply go bigger and find more people they can potentially reach out to, and we'll see how it goes. Because I'm just going to try to cover all niches that I'm familiar with, that I know how they operate, and that I speak their language. But anyways, let's just get to work, and then I'll see you after school, I guess. This school sucks my fucking soul. So guys, actually I had to go home for like 30 minutes because I really don't even have enough desire to spend a fuck ton of money on food every single time I have to go to the gym after school. So we're just gonna eat something and then we're gonna go to the gym. It's a back day, and yeah, I'll see you afterwards. I have something very interesting to share today. You gotta say goodbye to this. Okay, not really the way I expected it to be, but that's way better anyways. At least my head doesn't look as full right now. But anyways, this is a time for back day. So at this point I have a concern about my back. Yesterday I had an intensive chest day after two actually days off, and now it's not really fully recovered. I don't know why, but my back is kind of fucked up after the chest day. Maybe because when you're doing like a lot of incline movements, you get kind of a pumping, like your back working really hard as well to support the chest. Maybe that's the reason why, but I hope that I'm gonna be able to train as usual. That was painful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm home. And the thing that I wanted to discuss is social anxiety. So, I'm sure that there's quite a lot of people who are at least a little bit, are socially anxious. And if you're severely socially anxious, then this advice is probably going to help you as well. Because back in 2022, when I was at the extreme level of social anxiety, and still to this day, I haven't fully like went to the top of the top of the top, but back then it was even hard for me to ask if a person was using the equipment in the gym or like literally buying a membership. I remember standing there and sweating for 20 minutes before I actually came up and asked to buy a membership. And so the advice I would give to anyone who's struggling with social anxiety, because I know that this is kind of a treatment of social anxiety overall, because I've listened to Jordan Peterson talking about this. When you're socially anxious, you have to stop thinking, like literally not only about yourself, because people with social anxiety tend to only think about themselves. when it comes to social situations, like how are they looking and appearing and all the rest of it. But stop thinking at all. Like just try your best to pay attention to other person. Like you're talking to the other person and you're observing their facial expressions, what they're saying. You're literally forcing yourself and paying your full attention to the person that is in front of you. And that might sound a little bit, I don't know, wishy-washy for some people, but those who have social anxiety or have ever had it understand perfectly this feeling where you're like kind of talking to a person but you're not really paying attention to them. Even if you're literally trying your best to pay attention to that person, you're not even close to hearing every single word that he or she's saying. Like you're not really feeling and absorbing the conversation with the person. You're just automatically answering simple questions, yes, no, like all the rest of this very like basic and simple stuff. And it's very hard for you to get like literally inside, like kind of feel the whole conversation through you. Because for people who didn't ever have some kind of social anxiety, especially a severe one, it might sound really like all over the place. It wouldn't really make any sense, I suppose. But for those who are familiar with this feeling, it's going to be one of the best advices that could possibly exist. Because, you know, there's a book by Eckhart Tolle, which is called The Power of Now. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's right here. It's been inside of my backpack for, I don't know, for 5 days already. My girlfriend made a gift for me on my birthday, which was in 18th of July, and I still haven't, like, I didn't really start to read it because I'm more focused on like reading some kind of business literature and those sorts of things. But I think that this book is very worth reading. But this is also something that the author of the book, like Eckhart Tolle, talks about as well, because after watching some couple of his interviews, he's like this very, very calm guy and this very kind of present in the moment. Like the whole purpose and the meaning of the book is to be present, to stop thinking and actually live in the moment and be present. Like wherever you go, there you are. And honestly, the second biggest thing for treating social anxiety is literally just taking care of yourself. I don't care what anybody says, but most of the time, like 99% of the time, every single one of the people who has some kind of social anxiety has to take the action on improving himself first. Because I remember myself, like as soon as I started to go to the gym and eat a little bit cleaner and read at least some kind of literature and watch educational videos, like basically take care of myself, even when it was hard and I was really like trying my best to improve. And only then did my confidence started to grow and my social anxiety started to disappear. And that was way before I've ever heard about being present and paying attention to the other person. So if you're in the position where you have social anxiety and you're struggling talking to people and really paying attention to them, and you are always concerned what they're thinking about you, what's going to happen next, and should I say this or should I say that, like you're not really in the flow of the conversation a lot of the times, this is something that will help you. Try your best to pay attention to the person that you're talking to. Like literally, I'm not saying like a maniac looking them in the eyes, but at least spectate like observe them. Look what they're talking about. Look how they're moving, look at their facial expressions, literally look at their mouth, if that makes sense. Just be as present as humanly possible at the moment. I know it can be really hard and it is really demanding, especially when you've never tried to treat your social anxiety before. But if you get into this habit of forcing your attention to the person or to the thing, like whatever you're doing basically, because you can even kind of relate it to focus when you're doing some kind of task, because if you can force yourself and like force your attention to the thing or to the person that you're doing or talking to, and again get into the habits of it, you're going to basically cure your social anxiety and focus problems. But that's kind of like more of a psychological way of approaching things. And on this video and on this channel, I also have a video where I talked about how I basically fixed my ADHD, what supplements I take and what kind of lifestyle that I try. And if you're struggling with social anxiety, the advice that I'm giving right now and in that video is going to really pull you out of that situation if you really take every single advice that you hear and you implement it as fast as possible. But anyways, getting back to the vlog, today I hit my back, and it's honestly two things that I've noticed. First, that my back is fucked up after the chest day, because as I said in the gym, from incline movements you get kind of a bit of a pump on your back, especially like on your lat here, they support the chest. And the second thing that I've noticed is that whenever I take caffeine, I tend to be more tired afterwards. I don't know why, but my body is not really sensitive to caffeine. Like very rarely do I drink energy drinks, like probably once a week, but that's been like for a couple of weeks now. Before I didn't really drink any caffeine for like 3 months, then before that I didn't drink any caffeine for another 3 months. But today I really tried to experiment on it, and today I had my energy drink around 3 or 4 p.m., so right before I went to the gym. And right now I'm super fucking sleepy. I'm tired. It's nearly 8:30 p.m. And the funny thing about it all is that it's Thursday and tomorrow I still have to go to school. But now I have so much work to do that hopefully I'm gonna be able to go to sleep by midnight. But anyways, let's just make some tea, put on blue blockers, and get to work. So guys, it's 11 p.m. and I've just now finished my work and somebody's in the shower, my neighbors. But anyways, I'm just gonna go do the same, take the shower, thanks God, not the cold one, before the sleep, and I'm just going to pass out. But before I do that, I just want to say thank you. If you watched until this moment, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, then don't forget to leave a like and a comment with your suggestions and questions and whatever it is that you have to ask or say. I'm gonna be reading everything and responding to everyone. Again, I appreciate you watching and have an amazing day. Bye.